Everybody, gospel producers here, and no, I am not John Mike. It is actually your boy Stephen L. Dukes, and today we got a treat for you. I get to hang out with the amazing Jamel Kimbrough. He's a producer, writer, arranger, engineer. He can do your taxes. Whatever you need, Jamel can do it. And he actually opened up the doors of his studio to let us see what he got. Jamel, thank you so much, my good man.
My brother, good to see you, man. Hey, man, you look good today.
You look good too.
Like, man, we was in the same vein today, right?
Like, the competition started.
Man, listen, I already know you gonna come with it, so I gotta come ready, bro.
You did great.
Good to see you, man. Thank you.
Thanks for opening up your home to us. You know, before you even take us to the studio, I couldn't help but notice.
This black beauty right here.
I'm just saying, everybody ain't got a piano in a family room.
They don't, man. This is a gift from my wife, man. She actually bought me this on my birthday. I think my 45th or 46th birthday. I can't remember, but I showed up and this was here. Okay. I love it, man.
All right, man. Take us down to the studio.
Let's go, man.
All right, so this looks like signatures. Tell me a little bit about what this is and why.
Bro, man, like there are some places, man, where I've seen the Wall of Fame. So
yeah.
They'll come in and they'll have like artists that they've worked with to sign and put their print on the date that they record. Like my brother, this is Todd.
I think I know this guy.
Yeah, you know Todd very well.
Mr. Dulaney.
So when we did the Journey Continues, this last album, I try to have him sign it every time we do an album.
That is dope.
You know what I'm saying? Dope. So I got his space wherever he is, man. So yeah, man, Ty Scott Records, they came here. I don't know why he made it so big. I guess it was
there's probably no room for somebody else.
Stucky.
Yeah, man. You got family members? I know you got some family.
I
here
do.
Too.
Oh, speaking of family members, I just lost my grandmother, man. Rest in peace.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Lola Gilmore. But I just lost her, and she signed. Yep, right here. This right here is gonna always be special to me, man, because first of all, my granny is the one that introduced me to the music.
That's so crazy.
So I would go over, she had piano, organ sitting right next to each other. She taught me how to read music before I went and learned how to read.
That's so dope.
This woman is special to me, man. So she just died maybe about a month ago.
Wow. I won't even ask you to go through all the legendary folks.
Hey, man, remember when we did Isabel Davis?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Isabel is on here.
Isabel was on here, man.
Let me see.
So many giants in here.
Look at who is this? You know who this guy is? Egler.
Oh my God.
Tom Egler, man, one of the best drummers we know.
Definitely is on here too. I'm gonna shamelessly plug myself.
Oh, there you are. I knew you was on here.
I signed on here too, y'all. I play guitar a little bit, just a little bit.
Love you, bro. Keep writing the songs the whole world sing. That's crazy, man. Thank you for that.
You've been doing that
because that's been my heart, man. Is if the world can't sing it, why am I doing it?
And then one of my favorite signatures on here is probably this one right here.
Oh, this one?
This one,
right? This is the original signature. So when I got this done, this was the first signature that went out. So
that's so crazy.
My handwriting's not that great, but 12/31 is when I got my house. I got my house built in 19. We moved in October. They finished this early, right before Christmas. They finished down here.
And then you were able to open a space.
Yeah, so they moved pretty quick, man.
Yeah, that's dope. So let's take a look at the rest of the space.
Absolutely, man.
I've been knowing you for 20 plus years, I feel like, already.
100%.
And just seeing where you came from and how you're one of the most humble guys I've ever met. Nobody would ever know the extent of the type of records you've worked on.
Yeah. So
we sitting here looking at a wall full of Billboard number ones, which most people never even chart.
No, man.
So, do any of these have, I know they all have value.
They do.
But do any of them like kind of stick out to you right away where you like, this the one where I felt the change?
100%. I'll be honest, man. Todd is our brother. But we've agreed, man, to build a covenant relationship. And that covenant relationship was like, I got your back musically. You help me get there, I'll help you get here, and get there. And so I'm totally invested into Mr. Dulaney, man. So this record right here was the first live record we done. And so a lot of people don't know, this album was recorded. It was recorded in the studio first.
Wow.
So
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, all the arrangements were done in the studio. And Stanley Brown, shout out to Stanley, man, one of the best, producers.
Absolutely.
He said, man, this is special. Y'all need to do this live.
Got it.
So Todd was like, all right, what we need to do? Let's make this, take the same thing, put it in the room. And this got us a Grammy nomination. You know what I'm saying? And this kind of set the tone of who people know me to be.
Yep.
in relation to Todd, man.
So how do you even know how many number ones you have?
I don't, bro. I don't.
That's
this is
crazy.
This is a literal fraction.
Yeah, with the list of all the clients, that's crazy. So Google Jamel Kimbrough. Quit playing with us. If you want to know what a real resume. I noticed that you got an opening into this space. So sometimes they're separate, but can you tell me a little bit about why you got a window right here?
Man, you know, I love this because I want, you know, the whole loft effect, you know, I wanted to create some sort of loft effect, but still have separation.
Got it.
And so when women are in that recording and they brought their kids, I need to be able to see a vantage point. Just look, sit your butt down. Put that down. But this keeps everybody connected.
Yeah,
you know,
that's real. So it's funny, even being aware of like family structure, family settings, and like, hey, I got to bring my kids, because we got to work, and they got to sit in here.
I need you here,
and I need you to be able to sit down, and I need to be able to look and keep eyes so I can work without thinking.
100%.
That's brilliant.
So that's the idea of the window outside of that. So
that's really cool, and I'm already blown away. This is literally one of my favorite workspaces that I've ever seen. Before we even get far, just tell me a little bit even about your acoustic treatment. And this room is dead already. I feel like I can tell the difference.
Absolutely.
So tell us a little bit about what choices you made to get the room to sound like this.
Well, first thing I did, I'll talk about my mistake, is I made the room a box.
Got it.
That's a no-no. So if you get the opportunity to build out your space, don't make a box, because you're going to have low-end buildup that's hard to combat. Prime Acoustics, man, you know, they set me up with a bunch of these panels to catch my reflections, man.
Got it.
And so that's where you don't get the slap back. You don't get any of that. So reflections are important.
So speaking of that, as a producer, how does it affect your sound if you got slap back and all that stuff?
Listen,
like, what does that do?
Most times a producer, they're not mixing their work, right?
Got it.
But a real producer cares about the next person that has their hands on it.
Got it. That's
so
huge.
If it don't matter to you, the slap back, you got to care that your engineer can get the best of your work.
Got it.
So you have to make sure you invest into things that, if you're not engineering your own work, can they get the best of your stuff?
Got it. Because the sound that you're hearing in your room is not accurate if your room's not accurate.
So you got to think about the next plan that's going to have your work.
Yeah, that is huge.
Yep. So get this stuff. You know, like, I mean, it's important to not just buy a keyboard.
Got it.
But buy some room treatment. Buy things that help, you know, reflections and all of that stuff. That's huge.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
and speaking of keyboards, I know you can get any keyboards. You could literally get anything out there, and these are the pieces that you landed on. Tell us a little bit about why you picked this, and then kind of how you utilize it.
So I mean, of course, the XS, the Yamaha, shout out to them. Y'all won't call me back, but that's okay. But I still love your gear.
They might call now.
They might call now. But I've had this board for quite some time, man, and it's a part of my brain, man, and so then sonically, people are used to hearing Yamaha sounds.
Got it.
You know, I'm a tweaker. I'm gonna tweak them, but you feel like a part of the industry, so you gotta have some sort of motif in your room.
Got it. So at a certain level, you gotta kind of give the people what they
exactly. And I'm running this. I'm not running left right. I'm running this SPDIF. So that's a digital output. So that's what I love about this board specifically. As a digital output.
Got it.
So you don't have to worry about any of the circuitry going bad in the board.
Got it. You
know, it's gonna live on through that. So this is here as a synth, and then the flagship. So this is Roland's flagship, which is the Phantom, man. So Phantom is a big deal.
That is a monster.
So it's like, so instead of having the Juno, instead of having all of the it's already here.
So all the guts are already inside, sound wise.
Rolling Cloud, I have everything from the Rolling Cloud already integrated in this.
Got it.
So there's nothing that Roland makes that I don't have embedded into this already.
That's crazy. And then how's the keyboard feel on there?
So I'm not a super duper fan. But you need 88 keys. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a super, because if I would have known I didn't like the keyboard, I would have got a smaller version.
Got it.
And you know,
and you shoot something else.
Exactly. As a controller. You know, but it's decent. I don't hate it at all.
Okay.
But the sounds in it is really what I wanted it for.
And just shameless plug, right? I want y'all to know the man got access to every sound in the world, but he's still using GP products too. So we're gonna show y'all some.
Let's go. We're gonna get in there.
John Mike, we got you, bro.
I'm excited to reveal something game changing for us and for you as producers and musicians. I want to introduce to you Peculiar Sounds version 2. We've introduced standalone mode, allowing you to use it independently from any DAW. You can now blend up to 2 sounds to create rich and complex textures. We added in 2 brand new effects, the Lo-Fizer and the Mod Filter. The Lo-Fizer gives you instant lo-fi vibes with just a button, while the Mod Filter adds dynamic movement and flow to any sound you apply it to. And we also added the innovative new MIDI browser that provides you with hundreds of chord progressions, melodies, and drum loop MIDI files that you can drag straight into your DAW. And as a bonus, V2 now includes Sounds Off the Block expansion for totally free, bringing the total to over 400 patches. So as you can see, Peculiar Sounds V2 is not just an update, it's a revolutionary new plugin. So make sure you check the website right now and you can get your hands on this game-changing plugin.
We got you, baby.
All right, so I see a couple displays. And you know, producers love screens. We always got 3, 4, 5 up in the room. So tell me a little bit about. And wait, what's happening here?
So, bro, this is my wife won't let me have a pet.
Got it.
So I was like, "Hey, babe, can I have a dog?" And then this showed up.
Got to get you a good thing.
Get you a good thing.
So she got him a piano and a fake puppy.
And a fake puppy, and his name is Frenchie, bro. He is the best company that you can ever have. I love my man right here, Frenchie.
I dig it. Tell us a little bit about this display.
So it's a secondary monitor,
Okay.
and this is for the room.
Got it.
I don't know if you know when you're in studios and people are all up in your back.
No, y'all look over here.
Just look here.
I like that. You would protect your space.
Yes, I need you to stay off my back.
Yeah.
You know, as much, but I want you to be engaged.
So
as well.
Is it an extension or do you run it as a mirror?
I can run it as an extension. Right now it's mirrored.
Okay.
But I can run it as an extension, and it also goes into the booth. So whatever they're seeing there, it can be split up 2 different ways.
Got it.
So your main extension 1 and then extension 2.
So
you can set
up while we're talking about what things you look to see well, let's stop at this your monitor side because this is crazy to me.
Man, the Atoms, the A7Xs, bro, like they're the next best thing to your standard NS10s that Yamaha made. That was the go-to in every studio. This is the answer to those.
I got a pair of those too.
You got which one? A7X?
I got the.
You already know. So I'm not. I ain't telling you nothing you don't know. But that's why.
Right.
Because they're the most. They're flat. The frequency response. They don't lie to you.
Got it.
And so I don't want any speaker that's hyped up because it's not telling me what everybody.
So you don't want no extra color. No. You want it to sound like it sounds. Don't add.
Don't add because you're gonna compensate for that.
Got it.
If you got a low end bump in that, you won't bump the low end in your mix, and you'll be low. You'll be too timid in the low end.
Got it. So you'll miss it.
That's right.
What about everything else that's up here sound?
Bro, man, the Yamaha, of course these are HS80s.
Got it.
Of course these they got way more low end than these. But so I got a sub that I pair with these that give me that low end that I need.
Okay.
But man, I had these for over 10 years, bro.
Wow.
And they still rock. They still rock out. They sound a lot different than those because these are more like loudspeakers.
Got it. So that's more for playback.
Yep.
You got people in the room and you want to be able to.
They want to turn it up.
Because they want to listen loud.
Yeah.
They want to listen loud. I want to listen loud.
I listen low, man. Like 30% of 100%.
I need these ears. Yes. I need it down here. I'll turn it up so y'all can hear it.
Right.
But then
I'm down.
You gotta come down. I need my ears.
Absolutely.
All right. And then these little small speakers.
Yes. I love, man. So IK Multimedia made these things and I bought them from my church for our broadcast mix.
Okay.
And what it does is most people listen to their broadcast mix via phone or computer.
Got it.
These are going to reference a phone or something like that. So if I want to hear that, I got plugins to do that as well, like Mix Checker and stuff like that. But these really, if I just want to go immediately and hear what it sound like on my laptop.
Got it.
It sounds really good.
That's really dope. And so I want to go backwards a little bit.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about what's in the vintage.
I'm gonna start from the bottom, man. This EMU. So Proteus made a Proteus 2000.
Yep.
Bro, I had one that got burned.
Oh wow.
It got burned up in a car fire.
Okay.
And so I lost my Proteus 2000 and I was sick. And so I found this one. This is the Proteus 2500.
Got it.
It's the same as the Proteus, just a little bit more sound. So I haven't used it, but that right there takes me back to the beginning of my production days.
Would you?
The MoFat days.
Proteus, MoFat.
Proteus, MoFat.
Yep.
That right there has got, that is history to me.
You got to keep that.
Yes. And so it will live here, and and it still works, bro.
That's really
It
dope.
still works, and it sounds great.
Okay, and now, sorry, do you have more in this vintage track before I?
Only other thing are just some headphone amps, but that PreSonus. So shout out to my family PreSonus. They sent me this Studio Live 32. So it is basically a mixer in a rack, 32 channels.
Okay,
and you can use it to multi-track.
That is dope.
So you can mobile. So that's like a mobile setup if I want to do a rehearsal. If I want to do like a quick rehearsal without really tracking, I can patch right into that.
Yep.
Create 16 different mixes, bro. Like, where you get that?
Tell me about this section of your station. What's going on up here?
This is my compressor section right here, man. I'm sort of a minimalist, bro. Like, I don't compare myself to a lot of the guys that just gearheads like that. I buy what fits me. You know, because the average ear don't know if they're listening to a warm LA or a Teltronic. They don't know what they're hearing. It just sounds good.
In this station, I actually noticed we got another keyboard here. So is this the one you are using as a controller, or what's the plan for this guy?
This is a controller, but what I like is I like to start a vibe. Like when we get in the room, I don't have to open Apollo console, Herb, and get sound. This controller has speakers on it, and it has a super dope piano. This is a Yamaha piece. And it sounds incredible, so I'll turn it on. It's already routed MIDI, but I don't have to take my time.
So you can
write.
So everything's about saving time. You got to get the idea out fast.
Get it out fast.
The equipment can't be in your way.
Can't be in my way.
You got to get it set up so you can move around.
Thank you. So it's already pipe and it's MIDI and it's controlling all of these. So I don't have to turn around and hit this desk. Hit these at all because I got them controlled from GUI software. Fair enough. I'm here 100% of the time.
And even I noticed, and I do a similar setup too. I noticed keyboard, number pad, a couple mics, and then also a trackpad that are all separate. So how do you use all of those pieces?
Yeah, so
your workflow?
If I just need to come over here and do some tracking, I'll take my separate mouse. Turn my back, and I'm looking at this screen. You know what I mean? So that maximizes my space as well. Trackpad do the same. And if I ever need to track something in that room,
you just take
the
trackpad
mouse,
and you can control the control room.
Absolutely.
In there. That is brilliant.
Yep. So that's and then this little thing right here, man. This is a little cheat sheet. I don't know if you noticed, but it's giving you frequencies, man. So I don't have to think about them. So you look at like and I'll just show you a little bit.
Yeah. We'll make sure y'all can see it too. This is dope.
Kick drum ratio. This is where it should be. This is where it should be. This is where a snare drum, your compression ratio should be. So this is just a cheat sheet, man.
I'm getting one of those for myself.
I'll buy you one.
You just gave me some games because I need this in my life too.
Absolutely.
All right. So, man, this is actually exciting for me. I'm normally not nuts about gear, but hearing how passionate you are and knowing the result of the investment makes me like, I'm kid in the candy store. Tell me about these two pieces and how you use them.
Yeah, man. I bought these because I wanted to integrate fader technology and put your hands on things. I don't use them as much anymore, but Avid switch over to some new faders, and these are really good, man. Like these fader ports.
So if you're old school and you want to touch buttons.
Exactly. If you just gotta touch the button and it controls your DAW. Having mice don't bother me at all. This is for people that so there's there as an option.
So if you want to get hands-on, you got an option for hands-on.
Absolutely.
If you want to be in the box and just digital for everything, there's a version of it that. Speaking of digital, what's powering all this? What's the computer setup? What do you
my computer is a Mac Mini.
I'm not surprised by that.
It's Mac Mini, bro. You know all things Apple.
A lot of people are doing that now. You don't have to spend as much.
No, a Mac Studio just will break you because you know what you can spend on a Mac. Pro.
You can get up above $10,000.
$10,000,
and it's not worth it.
It's not worth it, man. So you just got to know how to maximize your computer your sessions. But that's blown out. It's blown out. So Mac Mini is Intel still.
Get all the RAM you can get.
Get all around you.
And make sure that SD drive got enough space for you to keep whatever on there you need and get some hard. Speaking of hard drives, do you have recommendations for hard drives? Because your file structure is something. If you ever want to know how to keep track This dude years ago showed me his file hierarchy of how he keeps track of stuff.
Absolutely.
He knows where every song from ever is, and I modeled that. So what type of drives do you use?
Like I love your solid state drives, man. Okay. So the Samsung makes these T5s.
Got it.
T7s.
Yeah.
Those are my go-tos. Crucials are my other option.
Got it.
Crucial makes some nice SD drives, but
got it.
But those, and what I tell clients to do, I say you buy a SD drive for your session.
Got it.
That way I don't have to search all my hard drives and eat up my space.
Yes. That's pretty dope. So we're moving on to the last section of this little part. So let's start up here. So tell me about this rack.
So this is the Dangerous D-Box, bro. I have been eyeballing this thing for years. They've been out quite some time. I bought this one used because I didn't want to deep dive into that relationship until I knew I would love it.
Got it.
But this is monitoring.
Okay.
And summing at the same time.
Got it. That's dope.
Yep. So I'm summing and I'm monitoring through this, man. And then the pan pots feel so great on these things, bro. This is legit. They really designed
this piece,
their stuff, very well, man. So that's the hub of what I'm listening to.
Got it. What about these two pieces?
Man, shout out to Warm. So this is these are preamps right here. And so this is the Tone Beast, man. Tone Beast, I've been running bass through it.
Wow.
I'll send a bass through there because it has all these different controls where you can change it to vintage, you can change it to clean, you can add the discrete amps in there that creates circuitry is everything.
Yeah, right.
And so this hits some circuitry that you're just going direct on.
Because I've always been an Avalon guy for bass stuff.
And me too. But I don't have one in here because
that's what I'm noticing.
But you do need a pre for a bass. When you better see a preamp when you got a bass in there. And so. But this is what I use, and sometimes I run a vocal through it if I want a nice vintage, dirtier style vocal.
Got it. And then this piece?
Yeah, man, this is the W412. So this is the API model.
Got it.
I can't think of the name of the API model, but these are preamps. These are really focused preamps, and so you put background vocals. I'll run my background vocals through them. I'll do toms through those.
Got it.
You know what I mean? And so. But these are incredible, man. I actually got one more borrowed out.
Got it.
Right now, that's why I have this space.
Got it.
I got somebody using it and they want to test it. But I got two of those, man. But I tend my whole drum rig through it. If I cut drums through here, and it's just amazing, man.
Man, and now I feel like
this the heartbeat.
I feel like this is where the money man. I'm a UA guy, so just feel like all the money is right here.
100%, bro.
So talk me through, this is the mothership.
Yep.
Talk me through what's happening down here.
So I'll start from the bottom, man. So these are Apollo 8s.
Yep.
And now the one at the bottom was the very first one that came out. So when Apollo introduced this, I guarantee I was the first one to buy it.
Me and you, because I got the same one. I got a quad and it's still running.
Yep, I got a duo. That's a duo. You know what I'm saying? But they're the same.
It's the same
unit.
engines.
It's the DSPs. And so I bought that, and then over time you gotta, work on your budget. You can't take all the money out the household.
Right.
And so over time I bought a couple more as they turn that space gray.
Yeah.
And so that's 8, 8, 8. So that's 16.
Got it.
The 24. I'm sorry. And then I bought the the Revolution by Black Lion.
Okay.
So I'm gonna talk about that a little bit because first of all, it clocks. So if you've never
so tell people why clocking is important.
Man, because your signal drifts, and you need a source that's going to make all those signals land at the same time. So that's the easy way to explain what clocking is.
So producers, when you're doing a live session and you come back later and you we off the click, what happened?
What happened?
Because you get drift.
You drift.
Unless you have a solution for it.
You got a clock. And there's so many different things are trying to find a sample rate to land. That is going to tell all of your pieces to land here and land on time. So that's 2 in 1. And it's also a line level input. So I connect that via ADAT.
Okay.
And so that gives me another 8 channels.
Got it.
Of input. So I got 32 channels.
That is killing. So this is what you're running all your audio, your analog audio into before it gets in
before it hits the computer. Yep.
Got it. And then now for the UA stuff, or compression wise or
Mhm.
effects wise?
Mhm.
Are you running stuff on stuff as it's going in?
Yeah, so I like to print. So if I go to my console in Apollo console,
Right.
I'll print a lot of those Unison plugins.
Got it.
And sometimes I'll monitor reverbs. I
Got
don't
it.
normally print those, but I
Okay.
will print an EQ.
Got it.
You know, API makes some good stuff. So you don't have to buy so much.
Got it.
You got access to in the box stuff.
Yeah, there's a couple guitars on the wall.
Mhm.
So then the question becomes, I see a bass and a guitar. Do you play either of those ever for anything?
Bruh, I've done a pop song one time because I know 3 chords on the guitar.
Got it. That's all you. Well,
And
you
I
need
put a
three.
cape on it.
That's
You
all
need 3.
The cape on acoustic you
Yep.
can get by.
So I put a cape on it and I recorded some pop. But I do a lot of demos on my own.
Okay.
And if I just need to have that, I'll pick it up. If not, I go in the box, man. I got so many tools, but go for it, man. Shout out to them, which you know them very well.
Yeah.
They sent me this guitar, man, and I track all my guitars if I'm in person. I track on that. I don't care what they bring.
Okay, and so now before we leave out of this room, I do have a question for you. So your demos are legendary. Like,
Bruh.
if you ever get the pleasure to work with this man, if he sends you a demo, it's done. The record's done. All the parts there,
Yeah.
you don't have to try to guess.
No guess.
So specifically like drums, for instance, how in the world? Because if you listen to a Jamel Kimbrough song, that snare has a place. It's not ever just keeping time.
No,
that snare, them drum parts
patterns,
are patterns and parts.
100%.
So what piece of equipment are you using to do that?
Software based. So in the box, shout out to Spirit Drummer.
Okay.
Shout out to my big bro Danny Duncan and
Okay.
Calvin Rogers. They created a pack, gospel pack for Superior Drummer. And that's my hub.
Got it.
Of course, it's detailed to me.
Got it.
You know, but I have everything. And then I have a Yamaha Multi-12.
Okay.
That's about this big.
Yep.
I got a pedal and I demo my drums right there and I go push it back into a corner.
Got it.
And my demos are done.
I'm just trying to tell y'all, if you hear Jamel's demos on drums, the drummer literally just has to execute the parts.
But I do want them to be themselves. But I don't want you to, I want to take the guesswork out of what the sonic shifts sound like. Let me do that part.
Got it.
You just be you be your creative self. I give you a framework.
Got it.
That's it. You know, and I'm going to make you feel like where I want you to set up.
Yeah.
I want you to build. I'm going to definitely give you a pattern. The window is a mirror
of the other side.
Because I want to make sure it feels like we're all
connected. And you can literally look all the way through.
All the way through.
And if you got family, friends in there, you can look and see, kind of make sure that everybody's okay.
Absolutely.
What kind of stuff do you record in this room?
So I record a lot of vocals, of course. You know, I've gotten a choir in here. So I've got about...
How many voices?
It was about 20 people in here.
I can see it, though.
Of course, I had to move things out of here to give it in the space, but they got about 20 voices in here.
That's crazy.
But normally I'm doing like background vocals up to maybe 9 people.
Okay.
You know, most times it's 3 to 6 people in here.
Got it.
I was able to fit a whole band in here.
Yeah, I was in one of the bands.
Yep, you were in. Yep, you've been in here. I had guitars over on this side.
Yeah.
I had keys, and then I had drums and then bass. So all the band was in here.
Got it.
And then I had vocals sitting in the control room.
Okay.
We rehearsed that.
So in this particular room, did you do any work like sound reinforcement wise that's different than the rest of the space?
100%. So this room is slightly the room within the room.
Got it.
And so I did a lot more isolation in this room than that room because I don't need anything coming into this room.
Got it.
You know, I don't really care what goes out. It's my house.
Got it.
But I don't want noise to come into this room. And so I've really detailed what's over in this wall. So we've done a lot of acoustic treatment on the inside of the walls, like double layered walls.
Got it.
You know, and I wish I could have did the room within of a room.
Got it.
That would have been perfect, but I would have had to done the whole basement.
Got it.
And so it would have offset it. If I didn't do that when I finished the basement, I should have done it there. Yeah.
Okay.
So
cool. Well, I think we're gonna take a look at this mic locker. Now, I have seen some mics in my life.
Yeah.
I have never seen this one before.
Oh man.
And so I know that you've had Todd Dulaney, Tamla Mann, Isabel Davis, all of these huge artists that you've worked with. What is this?
Well, what is it? First, it's a tube mic.
Oh, okay.
So you see the heat sink back here, and so this is what the the essence of a tube mic.
Got it.
Once this gets warmed up, no, it's off now, but I normally have this mic warmed up all day, every day.
Got it.
It stays warm, so it's always ready to go.
So you are a master at capturing vocals. What's your normal mic setup, and which mics do you use when you're recording BGV?
So BGV, so it really depends. So if I'm doing something that emulates a stage, and I want it to match like they were using a stage microphone, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna get the 58s.
Well, that makes sense because that's what we use.
Yeah, and I tell people all the time, if you record it, the initial, and I have to overdub, I want to record on the same quality mic.
Right.
And so I'm gonna reach for these because these never fail.
Yeah.
These never fail.
Workhorse.
But if I wanted to be, a little more clean, and I wanted that, crisp, more of a crisp studio sounding vocals. So these are
so the Audio Technicas.
These are Audio Technicas, the 2020s, man. And so what I like is the pickup patterns. You got 3 options.
Got it.
So you can change the polar pickup patterns and do whatever you need to do. So this can be on background vocals, on choir,
got it.
However you want to. But I got 3 of these.
Okay.
So I'll pick up soprano, alto, and tenor with these. But I also have these other AKGs over here that I'll go to every now and then, which is these are another set of AKGs that I love right here.
So, ironically enough, Jamel actually told me about these, and I have 8 of them myself because these are fantastic. I did.
Bro, I only bought 3.
I went and bought a bunch of them because you didn't tell me how many to buy.
Yeah. Well, again, these got the multi-pattern pickup. Yeah, that's why I'm looking at mics like this.
And you put them in a group.
And I like to record in the same room. Because the room is like that third person.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying? It's like the third wheel.
Got it.
That you need the texture of the room.
Got it.
So these always work as well. I mean, of course, there are other expensive mics, but again, you know me, I don't go for all the expensive stuff because I see it on YouTube.
So now I put you on the spot just a little bit. I know most of the guitar players that you work with, a lot of times these guys are doing their own work. Do you ever mic acoustic guitars?
1,000%.
What's your setup?
All right, so I got a Neumann. So here's a Neumann. This is the TLM 102, right?
Yep. TLM 102.
Yep. So I'll put this on the what is that part?
On the sound hole?
The sound hole.
Got it.
And then I'll go for something a little more crisp. I'll pick up the Slate.
Got it.
So this is the Slate ML1.
Got it.
And so that, of course, they give you emulations.
Got it.
And so I'll put that more towards the
neck of the
guitar. That'll pick up that brighter stuff like that.
Got it.
And I'll take a direct out.
Got it.
So I'm recording 3 channels.
Got it.
Per guitar take, because you want to blend all of that in. So if I send one take, it's gonna have a blend of my taste with that direct mic, with the two mics on that guitar as well. So that's important to me because you want to hear the.
You got to hear the noise.
Yes.
The frets. Yeah. And not overpowering the notes.
No.
You need all of it.
Yeah, and sometimes you're gonna have a little headphone bleed, so you got to think about that too. How loud are you monitoring yourself?
Got it.
Because you'll hear that demo track with a click in it.
Yep.
And you can't get that. I've had that several times where they sent me a guitar and it's got click in the guitar.
From bleeding on the headphones. So guitar players, turn them headphones down and get you some ears.
Yep. Listen to the drum reference.
Yeah.
Not definitely. The click. Let the drums guide you.
Man, you mean to tell me I've been listening to the click the whole time when I could have just played to the drums?
Just play the drums. I don't care about a click. The drums are there. Just use that.
Gee, that's why you're a genius.
Because you lock better too. Because the drummer sometimes is going to fluctuate. Anyway, naturally. So you want to naturally fluctuate with the drummer.
That only makes sense. Speaking of drums, now, when you mic drums, they always sound amazing.
Yeah.
What are you using?
So I'm a fan of Sennheisers. So they make the 603s.
Got it.
And I'm going to tell you why I love them, because it's the rejection from them. So if you mic a tom, I need that mic to reject other frequencies that I don't want to hear. That's a big deal, dude.
I literally have never thought of that.
No, because I see a lot of people that put like your trusty 57.
Got it.
57 has no filter.
It's
going to take everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
All sound like overheads.
Exactly. I get the transient and I'm looking for a tom transient, but it's actually the snare. I'm like, oh my God, this is terrible. It's a nightmare.
Got it.
And so I look for mics that reject other frequencies that I don't want.
Got it.
And so the Sennheisers are great for that. And then they got the clip on. So you
can
can move it and do whatever you need to do. And so I'll put those on all my toms if needed. I got about, I think, like 6 of them.
Okay.
And then I'll go for the trusty, 57 top bottom.
Got it.
you know,
On
but
snares.
something, if I needed something more like brush, I'll go for a condenser mic. So I'll go for like the 102 or even this SC, man. This SC 2200 is a big deal. Like I bought this years ago. And I recorded a few albums of Todd on this joint.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? But I'll throw this bad boy on a snare if I wanted to pick up like ghost notes, brush stuff, something like that. You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
So yeah, man.
What are you doing for like overheads?
Overhead. So I got a couple different options. I'll go back to back to these joints right here. I can have those on my overhead.
Audio Technicas for that. Yep. Got it.
I got a pair of Earthworks that are borrowed out right now.
Got it.
Those are probably the best overhead mics you want to get. They're pencils. I can't tell you what the model is. Okay. Can't think, but they're pencil mics. Got it. They just sound the best. And then I also do my warm audios. And so if I want more of a dark sound, I got the WA-14s. Got it. And so these sound great on overheads as well. Got it. And of course, multi-pattern pickup mics.
What about kick? I think that's our last thing on the drums.
Just the 52, bro. Okay. Beta 52. Easy. Yep.
Easy.
Yep. And then that's it. You know, and
so if you had to give a piece of advice for people trying to start a mic locker and they're a producer, what do you do first? What's the order?
So the order is learn what phasing sounds like.
Okay.
Learn mic placement, because it doesn't matter what mics you have if you don't place them correctly. So learn when it's out of phase from your top snare and your bottom snare. Got it. Because you just don't get that attack. Get it in phase first. Got it. Then go ahead and buy mics. So buy lower end mics until you learn how to from a technical standpoint, mic them. Got it. And you're knowing, oh, my drums are out of phase right now. Got it. Let me align my overheads with an XY pattern. Got it. You know what I'm saying? I use the XY pattern on my drums. Got it. And some people like them like this, some people like them like that, some people like them down the center and to go out. Right. It's a few options, but learn your thing and learn what it sounds like when it's bad. Got it. Don't expect the mic that you buy to fix all your problems, because most of the problem is going to be our lack of knowledge of understanding. Okay, position. This is not position right.
Jamel, you've shown us the control room. We're in the recording space right now. One of the most important parts of this whole thing is monitoring, and it goes unspoken. Yeah, 100%. People don't talk about it. I've had the pleasure of recording with you in this space, and I can say that it's always top tier. It's always pristine. Wow. So I'd love to hear what your approach to gear for monitoring and process. Like, what do you normally do? How do you think?
Well, I'm going to start with this.
Okay.
When they're able to see what's next, productivity, brother, productivity. Yeah. The track is armed. Got it. It's time for me to go. Yeah. And so I want to make sure that they can see where I am and what I'm doing in the session.
And I can even see the markers.
You can see the markers. Like
I
here.
Can see the waveform that tells me where these hits are.
So that's a form of monitoring, man. That's visual monitoring.
I like that.
And I think that's super important as well, man. But, audio monitoring, man, P16s, you can never go wrong with them. Definitely. Because you can lay out 16 different channels. I can say, I got a drummer. I'm going to group him. And so normally what I do with a drummer, I'll do his mix, but I'll group him 1 and 2. Got it. And give him a stereo mix, and then I'll mix his drums. Got it. And then give everybody else their open channel.
Got it. That makes sense.
That way I don't eat up the whole P16 rack of drums.
For just drums.
Yeah.
Love the mics.
Yes, sir.
I see an organ. In black church, organ got an organ, or else
got an organ.
What else are we doing?
What are we doing?
So tell me about this setup for organ.
Yeah.
Because I know you've been using this on some records.
Yeah, I use it. So I recently sold my A100 because if you know anything about an A100, it is a casket. It is heavy and it's hard to manage that thing, and then you got to keep up with tubes and changing them out. And so I was looking for a clone, because I'm looking for clones these days, because most people they don't know what they're hearing.
Yeah, can't tell.
I'm not making music for my peers, bro. Right. We talked about that earlier. I'm making music for my
people
community.
That appreciates music.
That's right. And so I've been doing some research, man, on different clones, and this one here, I heard Joey DeFrancesco, not too long ago, passed away, but he would play one of these, and I was outdone. I said, that's the organ I want. Although he played jazz, I don't play jazz, but the tone of the organ blew me away. So this is a Viscount, man. This is the Legend by Viscount, and this thing is unbelievable, bro. You know what I mean? And so I got it paired. So it gives you anything a Leslie, and so I can make this a A100. I can make this a B3, a C3. I can make this whatever organ I want it to be. You know, I get the dial in, like the crosstalk,
Right,
the
yeah.
drive, all of that. You got all those options.
Got it.
You can make it as clean and dry as possible.
Now, how are you getting your signal from here? What's the signal path?
100%. Like, so you want to always, like, the normal way, you're taking a 122 Leslie and you put mics on it, right?
Right.
So I got a Leslie. So
Yeah.
this is the 3300. And
Okay.
so I'll put my, sometimes I'll put my WA14.
Got it, yeah.
Stereo pair on that one. And then I'll go with the floor, which is the Beta 52.
Yep.
And I'll put that on the full organ.
Got it.
But that thing screams, bro. And what it does, what I love about it, once you connect these two, it bypasses the internal rotary.
Got it.
Because the internal rotary sound is terrible.
Got it.
You don't want to hear that. It's fake.
Got it.
You know, but you use the rotary from a real Leslie because it's the Hammond and Leslie that makes that sound that we all love.
Yeah.
And, you know, so this is an emulated Hammond, but this is a real Leslie. You know what I mean? And it sounds incredible. And then I got the half pedal board because I didn't need, who's playing past, you know, seconds? You're not playing that high. You get these weird musicians that's crazy like that.
Right.
I'm too old because my feet way up there.
Tap dance your way through.
Exactly. You know, but yeah, man. So this is sweet. And then I put a stain on my organ bench.
Okay.
Just to make it black and make it look a little better. So.
This is dope, man. Thank you so much for showing us the library.
Absolutely, brother. Thank you.
All right, everybody. It's Stephen Dukes and the master, Jamel Kimbrough, one of the greatest producers, arrangers, the list, engineers, all the titles. One of the humblest guys out here. He gave us the opportunity to see his space, and I'm different now because I learned a bunch of stuff.
Man, I'm different. You are excellent. Thanks for having me too, man. This has been a pleasure. I've always wanted to do a studio tour.
Okay, well,
so boom, you get it.
We got one. We gonna do more. Gospel producers in the building. John Mike, thanks for giving us the chance to come hang out. Next time you got to come with us too,
Yeah, man.
And we will see you on the next episode.
Peace.